on? What is going on? Have you heard the recent news? What's going on with FHA programs?
Yeah, I'm reading all over the place. The FHA not being qualifying. What's going on?
People with tax ID, people with social security, work authorization programs like DACA. Who can tell us about this?
Hi, my name's Jane. I can tell you all about this because this news is coming out that the work visa and the DACA cannot qualify for FHA loan anymore. So stay tuned. I will definitely explain everything to you in the upcoming interview.
But right now, we're here to discuss this new topic, this new trending news that we have heard that people with FHA programs are not going to be able to buy a house if they only have a work authorization or only have a social. What's going on? What's the news out there?
Sure. So it just came out as the response to the new administration. So we're not going to talk about politics here, but what the new rule is, because FHA is really a government loan. So in the past, they have allowed all different kinds of the visa status. So meaning that in the past, they were saying that as long as they are able to work here legally, having a work permit, besides the U.S. citizen and having a green card permanent resident, they are able to get a loan. But however, right now, the big change has been that the DACA status, which means the kids are coming here having a legal work permit, and plus some work permit status are not able to qualify FHA loan anymore. So work permit includes a legal work visa, meaning H-1B, and also a lot of, especially when we're in New York, a lot of asylum status. So we're talking about C8, C10, those are the asylum status. In the past, we are always able to get a loan through FHA because the concept was that as long as they can continue to renew their work permit, they're able to get a loan. But however, right now, because the new administration coming in, the FHA are just concerned of whether their work authorization can be renewed in the near future for the next 3 years. That's why that they are making that change, saying that anybody under any work authorization are not able to qualify for FHA anymore.
Oh, wow. So basically what we're seeing is DACA recipients, asylum recipients, and anybody else that currently has a work authorization waiting for it to be renewed may no longer qualify for an FHA loan specifically. Is the same amount of documents that it's been required for the past years? Has any guidance changed with regards to that?
No.
Everything's the same.
Yeah, everything the same except for this little thing that just happened. So what we do is we have to create alternative solutions for DACA and work permit clients.
Would they be going out to a bigger down payment or to conventional loans? What are the other solutions?
Yes. So we're going to talk about 3 different types. DACA is one type, and the work visa is one type, and then ITIN is the third type, right? Let's talk about work visa because that's the majority of the clients. So work visa, originally they can qualify for FHA, and now they cannot. So the second best option for them is conventional loans. So we're talking about Fannie Mae and Freddie loans. So with those loans, the New York market just make a little bit more complicated. Now let's start with out of state. Or in New York, it's the purchase price is lower than a certain amount, right? That's considered conforming loans. So let's say I'm just using a number, but I can give you detailed numbers. So basically, let's say for one family, in the past that you can qualify for somewhere around $800,000 loan amount. So if it's over, then it becomes a high balance. Now, how does that make difference? So let's say if it's a 2-family, if it's under the conforming loan amount, somewhere right now 2-family is around $1 million, so 1.032, somewhere around there. So if the loan amount is under that, they can still qualify for 5% down. So I know the FHA is 3.5. Now 5% from 3.5 to 5% is not a huge difference, right? So they can come up with that money. But if the loan amount is over the conforming loan limits, then unfortunately 5% down is going to be very tough for them. They cannot do 5% down. So yes, so unless that they have a very high income, then we have a different loan program for them. So that's why working with brokers, we use not just Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, but we use other lenders that will accept those special programs to do the 5% down.
Oh wow, that's very good to know, and that's why we always need to find the person that gives us not only the answers but also the resources, that is willing and able to shop around to find the best programs available out there for you as a buyer. And please keep in mind, if you are a DACA recipient, asylum recipient, or currently have a work authorization, this is not the end. This is just another way to look at it and maybe come up with a little bit more of money and be able to buy your own house and stop paying rent.
That is correct. So there's one concept I want to bring in here is that any kind of a loan that we're doing, as long as we're using income, all lenders are assuming that the income will be continuous for the next 3 years. So the message from FHA is they are not sure if anybody's getting the work visa are able to continue the work visa for the next 3 years.
Now, is this program impacting people with ITIN number?
Yes and no. The reason is ITIN is a very special program where they were never able to get an FHA loan in the past. So we can talk about ITIN specifically because they have a different lending criteria. But for the new rule right now, only U.S. citizen and a permanent resident who has a green card are able to get loans. So it actually included a lot of other people. Now, I have read a lot of posts online as well. One good news about that, of course, that's more bad news than the good news, right? But we always look at the bright side. We always do.
We have to find the bright side.
Yes, so the bright side is that it actually created less competition for U.S. citizens and permanent residents to buy in today's market, because we know how competitive today's market is, right? So it actually created space for U.S. citizens and permanent residents to qualify for a FHA loan with, let's say, 3.5% down, buying a one-family, two-family homes with not the perfect credit score. So that created more opportunities for that type of community.
But people with tax ID number, are they being affected at all? Are the guidelines changing for people with tax ID number to be able to purchase a house? What's going on with that?
They are not affected. What is so one concept I want to introduce, because at the beginning we talked about we have a DACA, work permit, and then we have an ITIN. Now in the past, when FHA allows for work permit, it includes DACA. So DACA was together with the work permit. Now it's the grouping is changed, right? Because a DACA couldn't qualify for FHA anymore, and then they can never qualify for conventional. So unfortunately, DACA right now has to be grouped with ITIN.
I see. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
So if you are a DACA recipient, which means all of us who were brought here with our parents, and due to the DACA status adjustments, now we're able to get a work authorization as well as a social security number. Now we have to be considered under the same group as people with an ITIN number, which is still good because you can still buy a house. We might need a higher down payment. Your credit needs to be a little bit better, but that's something we can always work with, getting it better and on point so that you can buy your house.
So I think any program right now it's really useful.
Yes, especially when we're in New York market. When the moment you're buying, you're already making money, regardless of the rate, right? So we always preach that. Now with the ITIN clients, ITIN buyers in general, So far, there's no change in the guidelines, right? So that means with ITIN borrowers that 20% down, normally that's across the majority of the lenders in New York, 20% down is what we are looking at. And the reason they wanted 20% down instead of FHA or conventional 3.5 to 5% down was because it is not guaranteed for ITIN clients to continually stay here, right? So the lender is taking on more risk of the clients who want to leave the country for whatever reason. That's why they want a higher down payment. So in case the mortgage is not being paid, then the bank is not losing money for closing of the house. So that is one part that of course, we have a program where a client can put 15% down, but that's very, very rare. I would say 1% of the clients really qualify for that. Not as a first-time home buyer, but if they buying a second home, there's a possibility they can do 15% down. But as a general rule, 20% down. And credit score, we are looking at minimum 660. So 660. Yes, correct. That is the minimum.
So you see, my people, that's excellent news for you that you're thinking about buying a house, and for all of our community who is looking into buying with an ITIN number, with a DACA, asylum, or any other kind of work authorization. Please come meet us. Please join us in our lives, because we are here to inform, to always bring you the latest news from professionals that know the market. This is not TikTok news. This is real news, okay? So you need to be informed from real professionals that are here to guide you, help you, and make your dreams possible. All right, anything else that you might want to add or ask?
Call us, okay? Call Skylimit, call Jane,
Yes.
and make your dreams come true.
Yeah, these two ladies are great, so you cannot go wrong working with them. They're hustlers. They will get you what you want.
Okay, so our information as well as Jane is going to be provided here in the information or in the descriptions. So please, if you have any questions, stop getting the news from TikTok, from Facebook, because even though they're good, sometimes they're not the right news. Please call us, let us know all your questions. We're here to help not only people that are looking to sell, they're looking to invest. We're here for our community to help you as much as we can.